Welcome back, maintainers. My goal for this video is to give you the Steven Spielberg of camera angles. And if you could do me a favor, a like, subscribe, and a comment down below goes a long way in keeping the channel alive and healthy. So here we go.
Equipment check. What's required? What's recommended?
And the first thing we're doing is using our ratchet and a 12mm socket to remove this bolt at the top of the bracket here. Set it aside, and then we're going to come through the driver's side wheel well at the bottom and loosen that bolt, but not remove it, just loosen it. And now we can push the bracket to the left and out of the way, just like that. I like to use a bright colored zip tie on these hoses right here to get them out of the way, but remind myself to cut it later. And now 10mm nut is holding on this insulation block right here, and we don't want to drop this, so have your magnet ready as we do the final threads together. And there it goes. You don't want to lose that nut down there, that could be a problem. Go ahead and pull the insulation out of the way, revealing PCV valve. This guy right here. It's mostly covered by hose in that housing, but let's go ahead and use our meat claw to remove that little clamp, and then I carefully use a flathead screwdriver to pry the hose off. Be careful, the PCV valve is fragile. Now a 22mm socket, a regular depth worked for me, but a deep socket's probably better. We're going to go ahead and loosen it with a ratchet coming from this angle. You do not want to put any forces to the left and right on it that would crack this fragile PCV valve. The new one I listed is also made in Japan and identical in every way. So the positive crankcase ventilation valve is simply a one-way gate that allows waste gases to escape the engine rather than over time mixing with your oil. So if we crack open the old one, we can see the sludge that is built up in here and how it would eventually fail to where the gate can't open and these waste gases can't escape. And that is exactly why we replaced the PCV valve, because it's cheap, easy, and should be done. Installing the new valve is quite simple, but definitely start it by hand. You should really start everything by hand in the automotive world, but now we take that 22mm socket, snug it up a little bit, then set our torque wrench to 44 inch-pounds and go ahead and finish it off right here. Don't go any further than that weight setting. Slip the hose back on, put the clamp back in place, and we are almost done. Let's go ahead and reinstall the insulation with that 10mm bolt. And I'm using my hand here because I don't want to drop it, and hand means extra dexterity, so I tighten it down. Now I'm putting the 12mm bolt back in the top of the bracket and tightening it down, and then I'm tightening down the bottom bolt in that same bracket, cutting my bright green-yellow zip tie, checking for any tools under the hood. I'm happy. Done. So it's really that simple. Thanks for hanging out, guys. But again, if you would give me a like, subscribe, and share if you know someone with a Tacoma that could use this, much appreciated. If you didn't know and you're new here, I've got all 16 DIY tasks done for our 3rd gen Tacomas on this channel, so go check them out. Catch you next time.